E aí, gurizada, Kawasaki na Zanga Motos, porque cava é vida.
I think Supercross should be showcased around the world.
It's huge in the States, and it's huge for a reason.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
All right, for it.
All right.
What's great about Supercross is you can see the whole track. There's really not a spot in the stadium where you'll miss a piece of the battle.
This sport is the most exciting sport on the planet.
Our heart rates are completely maxed out.
It's full contact sport. You're in these tight confines of the stadium.
If we're an inch too far, inch too short, it could be the end of our year.
So there's a racing side, but also the show side. It's just crazy entertainment.
Each and every time I have a new friend come to a race, they're just completely blown away.
I just think that there's no other sport like it.
It's a sport that needs to be recognized. Hopefully this is the next step.
I'm very fortunate to be one of the guys that gets to go do that.
It's going worldwide, man. What more can we ask for?
The World Supercross Championship is, and then I got my answer, right?
Yeah.
All right.
The World Supercross Championship is a time for us to change the game.
The World Supercross Championship is something I've dreamed of for years and years.
A fresh new take on Supercross.
The real deal.
Bringing the most exciting sport in the world all over the globe.
The World Supercross Championship is awesome.
The World Supercross Championship is unreal.
The World Supercross Championship is global.
Unique.
The future of the sport.
Freaking awesome.
The World Supercross Championship is here. The impressive Principality Stadium in the Wales capital city of Cardiff is normally home to the Wales Rugby Union, the Wales national rugby team. But tonight, it plays host to a bit of dirt bike racing history, the first ever race for the World Supercross Championship. Croeso e Cymru, everybody. Hello and welcome to Wales. I'm Ralph Shaheen alongside my good buddy and longtime colleague, the 1996 Supercross World Champion Jeff Emmett. And you know, it's about 100 years ago, back in 1924, at about 3 hours from here in Camberley, Surrey, in southern England, the sport of motocross was born. It was much more rudimentary than what we're going to.
Loves the sport of Supercross. Now, the FIM World Supercross Championship is in Cardiff.
And it's going to be a great night of racing. Let's show you our schedule of what we have in store for you as we kick off the World Supercross Championship. Jeff, 2 categories, SX2, which is the 250s, and Premier WSX category. There'll be heat races. First time ever we'll have Super Bowl and then triple GP formats for each of our 2 categories as we race our way through the first ever British Grand Prix. Let's take you down trackside now and introduce you to the 3rd member of our broadcast crew. Here's Kristen Beat.
And Ralph, tonight every rider will be tasked with adapting to an entirely new race format. This pace, this turnaround time, riders are putting an emphasis on getting out of the gate and executing passes within the first 2 laps. This format, this track, will demand the riders race with intensity every single lap, Ralph.
First riders in the gate, Jeff, here we go. Heat number 1, SX2 category, and we're off and racing.
There it is. Short start, Ralph. Wow, they're sliding around.
Incredibly short start. You're going to have to get on the brakes right away. Drake on the white and black on the 79 moves himself up into 3rd quickly. Carson Brown on the 910 on the Yamaha right here. The blue machine on the right side of the screen up into 2nd place now. It's like 3 segments to the track. This is Dylan Walsh out front leading on the Kawasaki.
Australian rider. Carson Brown goes up the inside. Oh,
bar to bar over the finish line jump.
Yeah, and the takeoff to the finish line is a metal ramp that kind of came together and Brown at the last second looked like he was going left, and he just hammered the throttle, popped up over the finish line jump.
And Jeff, these are going to be short races. This one just 5 laps.
Well, the riders were on the course 4 different sessions, which ended with qualifying. Okay, what I'm going to look for now is that we are racing. It's, yes, you want to set a fast lap time, but all these corners are wide open. They've been riding the outside of some of these 180s. That's where the great passing points are going to be for these athletes outside of the whoops also.
Well, and you need to be in the top 5 because top 5 get into Super Pole out of these heat races. Everybody else, 6th on back, go straight into the main event, but don't get the prestigious gate picks that they want, the premier choices. Walsh, Brown, Anstey, Shane McElrath, and Bloss, the top 5 right now. Kent Parisi, Todd Millett, Desiree Woodcock, and Drake all behind.
How about this onboard camera here?
Spectacular views.
I mean, what was amazing when we were watching this during rehearsals is how violent it looks. Like the bike is moving around. Watch when they go through the whoops right here. Bam, bam, bam. The bike's moving all around.
Here's Anstey on the 99 getting inside.
He's a British rider. The fans here are starting to come alive.
The camera was on board with Max on that Honda as he moves himself up into second here.
Oh, here comes McElrath making the move on Brown.
Shane on that number 12 in the blue riding gear.
Dial back in. Oh, watch the inside right here. Watch the 12.
McElrath up on the inside. He'll pick up the position as he gets around Brown now. Carson falls back a spot. McElrath now inside the top 3. Bloss holds the final transfer spot in 5th right now as Brown slips back to 4th. And here comes the 66 of Bloss closing in on Brown.
Bloss has been really quick.
Inside he comes, and he'll take that. Well, no, he loses it just at the exit of the corner. Oh, out of shape is Brown.
Oh, he got a little huckabuck going there on the Yamaha. Feet were off the pegs. You got it.
Anstey inside, going for the lead. And the crowd here in Wales comes to life as the British rider moves himself up into the lead of heat number 1. Working the final lap now.
Yeah, and I got a feeling Walsh is going to have some company here by the number 12. Shortly, McElrath is really quick.
Anstey loving the opportunity here to race in Jeff, what is basically his home Grand Prix. Thrilled to be able to perform in a Supercross race in front of his family and friends. He was going to have to buy up a lot of tickets to come here tonight. He's got all of his relatives up in the grandstands, and he is performing right away. Quickest in sector number 1 was Anstey. You saw that pop up on the screen just below him in purple. That means he was quickest overall in that sector. Checker flag, and Max Anstey wins the first SX2 heat race in World Supercross history. And he is pumped, as he should be.
Yeah,
big crowd on hand here tonight. Principality Stadium, as you can see. And the mechanics exiting the mechanics area, which is located in the center of the racetrack here. Here's a look at the results. Remember, it's the top 5 that move on to Super Pole. So Anstey, Walsh, McElrath, Bloss, and Carson Brown will do so. 2 British riders, 3 from the U.S.
That's a great way to start it off, Ralph.
And we head down to Kristen.
Max, the hometown boy here, in front of all of the fans in Cardiff. You live only an hour away from here, all the families here. How did you execute that pass on Dylan Walsh?
You know, they're all riding well. It was a little slick out there. It's the first heat, so I just took my time in the first few laps and got it done. I'm looking forward to these main events coming up. Go back, get sorted out, and put on a show for everyone.
And guys, Max Anstey is undefeated in the UK. He won here on a 65, and he also won here at Motocross of Nations just a few years ago.
Taking a look at our boost race highlights as this one got underway. There's Anstey in the red on the 99. Jeffy almost jumped a little bit at the start, got into the gate.
Yeah, Anstey was a little antsy, but right here he collects one of the tough boxes, and when he was trying to make the move on Brown, moved that out of the way, and then here was the like a bucking bronco that Brown was on right there. Pass for the lead.
That's Anstey taking the lead, and the nice, pretty whip as he takes the checkers over the finish line jump. So we want to introduce you to the different teams taking part in the World Supercross Championship. Here's the Honda Genuine squad: Dean Wilson, Ken Roxon, Max Anstey, and Wilson Todd. And they are going to be tough this season.
Yeah, that team is absolutely stacked.
And Jeff, we called that a tough box, and there's a reason for that, because it truly is a box.
Yeah, definitely interesting move here. I mean, all the sponsors are on there, but not, I think a little bit better for the riders if you happen to go wide and catch one of those markers.
All right, getting ready. SX2 heat race number 2, and another 5 riders, Jeff, transferring out of this to Super Pole, where you're going to end up giving your best one-lap shot at qualifying for the best gate picks going into the 3 main races later tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see our fastest qualifier from earlier today at a 46.5 was Owen. Now that first heat, they were only into the 47s.
Ready for the gate drop. Into that first corner. Whoa. Swinging wide. Keep an eye on that Moss on the 102 in green. He sits in second. Then will he lose that getting into this rhythm lane? No, he gathers it back up. Moss sits here right in second. There's the 11 of Kyle Chisholm. The 891 is Justin Bogle. The 200 sitting there in third. That's Cole Seeley. Back to full-time racing. Great to see him back in action as he gets inside here of the 102, and as they go bar to bar headed to the finish line jump.
Practically 3 abreast right there with Oldenburg, Seeley, and Moss.
Yeah, Mitchell Oldenburg cutting inside on the 48. He's going to pick up 1 spot.
And then Seeley slides
right back into him.
And that's what I was talking about, Ralph. So in qualifying, the riders that weren't worried about the insides, leaving the insides open, like right here, let's see if anyone
on board with Aaron Tanti.
Yeah.
As he gets inside the 41 of Derek Kelly.
And guys, a note on Matt Moss, as we can see him in front of Tanti right now. Matt is actually riding his backup bike, the bike that he qualified and practiced all day on. They were having an ECU unit issue, and so he transferred to this backup bike. It was set up for Chris Close because each team is only allowed 1 backup bike to be shared between the 250 riders. They were able to set up and get him in good position for this race, guys.
Yeah, smart move on that, Ralph. You have an electrical problem with the ECU. You don't want to endanger the riders, so they just swap the number plates and set it up and line it up.
Bogle out front and leading this one. Bogle.
Kelly collected one of those tough boxes. And I'm telling you, see right here, this turns wide open, Ralph.
No, there's a ton of real estate there, Joe.
Oh, yeah, T-Bone Central right there. I'm telling you, I'm going to call that the steakhouse turn, because later on tonight, once we start handing out championship points for the FIM World Championship, there's going to be some action right there.
Somebody's going to run it in deep there for sure.
Somebody's getting well done. I mean, look at these turns, these 180s. Now, this track is one of the widest. It's about 22 feet wide, the racing line. And, of course, that mega finish line jump has a massive landing, too. But it is, see, now they're starting to ride some of the insides right here. Tanti right here on the 19 was going inside.
Into those tough boxes they go, and they kicked a few of them out into the corner there.
Yeah, in qualifying, they're riding the wide line. That's on board. Oh, that's Tanti.
Yeah, Tanti on the 19, Aaron Tanti. There's a look with his on board.
Yeah, that's out
rear
the back of the bike. How rad is that?
He's going again.
Well, he's
the tail end. He was battling with Dylan Schwartz back here.
Yeah, it looks like Schwartz is probably
back at the front of the field, though, is Justin Bogle on the 19, who continues to lead as we look at the 891 right now. That is Bogle. Bogle, 9 career AMA 250 Supercross wins in a championship in what then was known as the lights category, but it was a 250 class back in 2014.
Oldenburg just behind him. Moto Concepts, Honda, Bogle, MDK.
There's 9 wins for Bogle in 250 competition, more races. And here he comes. He'll pick up his first World Supercross SX2 GP heat race victory here tonight in Cardiff.
Nice way to start it off, getting a heat win for Bogle. Oldenburg looked fantastic.
Let's take a look at those results coming out of this one. Bogle, Oldenburg, Seeley, and Jace Owen, along with Matt Moss, will all move on to Super Bowl. Chisholm, Nicoletti, Kelly, Doe, Tonti, and Schwartz will all start thinking about how they want to choose their gate, and they finally get a chance getting ready for the GPs coming up.
Justin, you stepped it up here. What inspired that?
I don't know. I'm not generally the best qualifier, so I'm happy. Get a good start. A whole shot helps, no matter where you're at, especially here with all the nerves of a first-time series getting going. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for coming out to this, man. This means the world to us. Loving what I'm doing. Shout out to the MDK Motorsports team. Having a great time. Hopefully keep this rolling all night.
Let's give it up for Justin Bogle.
So Bogle will head back to the pit area, and we'll take a look at the highlights from that heat race number 2. Bogle right in the middle there on the 891. You see Moss was way out on the inside, Jeff, and he carried a lot of speed in that side corner.
Yeah, the far outside was Nicoletti, who's really got some good speed, but he was all over the place trying to get through the first and second turns.
You see where Tonti went down on the 19. And Bogle takes it all the way to the checkers.
Nice little one-hander there.
When we all give the power, we all give the best. Every minute